Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel, and in our top stories today from Ground News, American author Michael Schellenberg releases Twitter Files Part 4. Author Michael Schellenberg on Saturday night released the fourth installment of the Twitter Files, an initiative backed by Twitter CEO Elon Musk to shed light on free speech suppression. As you guys know, as we've covered here on the BuzWeaver channel for all these years, the last 4 years specifically, as we talk about, of course, we take the difficult, we take the complicated, we take the confusion, we take the tumult, and make it as simple as possible. So Mike Schellenberg is a journalist who Elon Musk released part of this information to, so we also know that he releases it to Taibbi as well. So let's go ahead and get into the article in and of itself. So, new set of Twitter file details events surround Trump's permanent ban from platform. So we're going to go down because you already know the primary details. So Schellenberg said late Saturday that internal communications showed that Twitter leadership had decided to pursue a change of policy for Trump alone, distinct from other political leaders, and that they expressed no concern for the free speech of democracy implications of a ban. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. As we have been saying for 4 years, the rules by social media giants are essentially selectively enforced. And when necessary, they will simply create rules and laws and policies, very much like we see with our current administration, if they need some policy or whatever to implement whatever it is they want to do, they just enforce it or create it and make it happen. Following the events of January 6th, former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey was facing growing internal and external pressure to ban Trump from the platform, Schellenberg said. Trump was demonized among Democrats, which was the political preference among most of Twitter's staff and senior executives. No mystery here. That's what we've been covering for 4 years. The demonizing, the basically black cloud they always try to hold over Trump. In 2018, 2020, and 2022, 96%, 98%, and 99% of Twitter staff political donations went to Democrats, according to Schellenberg. Now, that's not surprising, nor really a major concern for me personally. Voices pressuring Dorsey to remove Trump after the events of January 6th included former First Lady Michelle Obama. Interestingly enough, tech journalists, that was from Kara Swisher, and the Jewish NGO Anti-Defamation League, among many others, Schellenberg noted. So, of course, this is, very common what we cover here on the channel. And, of course, here on Fox News, they also reiterated that. Twitter Files revealed Trump ban came after Michelle Obama. Others pressured the company, which is no surprise to me because I am still getting demonetized, or as I say, or let me be more specific. I am often limited ads on my videos, and of course they don't get the search results. They don't get nearly the attention that my shorts get because, of course, there is a continuing pressure by the current administration and others, of course, there's fear among the tech giants, particularly now that Elon Musk is revealing this information, and it's what we've always talked about. Now we have what the kids call the receipts. Now we have the tangible evidence of what is happening. And so we continue to see this, and even here, from Reclaim the Net, investigation launches into possible State Department funding of third parties to censor online speech. No mystery here, but I'm glad that this is finally all starting to come out. The American First Legal, AFL, has announced that it has filed a total of 9 Freedom of Information Acts, or FOIAs, requests that pertain to the U.S. State Department's behavior in awarding grants and funding to outfits that are allegedly used as a way to outsource government censorship and disinformation. So, in other words, for the way for the government to kind of separate itself, right? Plausible deniability. So they use third parties like Snopes and others to try to, basically cull information, censor information, collate information, and go through information that they specifically, when I say they, I mean the establishment uniparty, or the Democrats, the progressives, and the left, who all work together. As we always say here, the Democrats working alongside the mainstream media and tech giants. You guys get the picture because you're astute. You come here because I take this information and try to make it as simple as possible. Yes, I do have my conservative biased, heavy-handed bias in this, but it is as clear-cut as I can make it that this is happening. So ultimately, the question is going to be, how are people going to react to this information? We live in an information age, kind of an information overload, which is kind of why Elon is drip feeding this slowly, very similar to how they drag out President Trump for the last 6 years. If they just went out and exploded all this information all at once, then, of course, people's memory being as short as it is in this constant information society, people would quickly forget. So what they do is they kind of drip feed it slowly over time. And it is very interesting because over the weekend, I did a few shorts. As we see here, Karine Jean-Pierre denies admin had FBI blacklist on Twitter wrong. That's what I said. It's wrong. But then she goes into denying so much of the information that we currently have. And here's what's interesting, is I posted this, and then I followed it with, after Karine Jean-Pierre denied government involvement, Jen Psaki confirmed it. Yes, in this video short, Psaki confirms it with specific detail of how back in July of 2021, the administration or individuals within the administration, senior members of the administration, were actively involved. And why is that? Because they wanted to pander to the left. They wanted to pander to their base, to tell them that we are on top of this censorship that we want to engage in. Everyone remember the Ministry of Truth? You don't hear very much about the Ministry of Truth, of course, because it's been defunct now. It's no longer there. But nonetheless, we have this clear-cut example of this continuing censorship and pressure by the establishment uniparty. And I wanted to also reference this from the other day also as a short. Joe Biden 2 years ago, no mandatory for the pandemic, although he bullied people and companies and corporations into thinking that they would be fined if they did not get the vaccine. And I love this, too. I circled it here so everyone could see it. And that's the Office of the President-elect. Now, if you guys weren't aware or you're a foreigner watching my videos, the United States does not have an Office of the President-elect. This was just yet another tactic, another way to take a dig at President Trump during that time because they were so desperate to see him go. They were so desperate to be back in power. They were going to continue to be condescending and arrogant and snarky towards President Trump. So they had to create this Office of the President-elect to absolutely and immediately and as quickly as possible start implementing their total and complete nonsense that they engage in. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The continuing drip feeding of what we have been talking about for years. And I am hoping that the other tech platforms are paying close attention to this, and they will stop their fear of the woke culture. They will stop their fear of cancel culture so that creators like myself can just make content happily and joyfully and distribute it to everyone so that everyone can see it and not have to sit here and constantly be concerned and monitoring our language, what we say, how we say it, the way we say it, the images that we use, the wording that we use, the articles that we use. Constantly having to be mindful of all this all the time, where on Twitter we can just simply say it because we're talking to grown human beings. And grown human beings should be able to make up their own damn minds. We don't need government. We don't need the Democrats. We don't need the left. We don't need cancel culture. We don't need all these individuals who have hijacked our culture to tell us what opinions to have, what thoughts to have, what feelings to have, perspectives to have. We can do that ourselves. That's what we do as grown adult human beings. But nonetheless, guys, that is what I had for you. And, of course, this happened over the weekend where there's the least amount of news coverage. But you guys are astute. You guys are shrewd. You guys know what's going on because you pay attention here on the BuzWeaver channel. And you support me with your likes, your shares, and your comments, which are greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much, guys. And I will see all of you in, well, let me say, there appearing on the screen will be the channel icon you guys can click on if you're watching on YouTube. And I will include those videos on YouTube in the top right-hand corner or down below in the video description so you guys can see it. Thank you guys for all your support, and I will see you in the next video.